Hello friend, welcome back to my lecture on AWT. So today we'll discuss about layout manager. So there are different layout in Java AWT, and these layouts are border layout and grid layout, card layout, flow layout, and grid bag layout. Basically, the default layout is the flow layout. It arranges the component in variable length row, and row wise it arranges the elements and components. And border layout arrange the component along the side of the container and in the middle. And card layout arrange the component in card, only one card visible at a time. The first card will be visible, and then accordingly we can display the other card also. And grid layout align the component horizontally and vertically. Components can be different sizes. When the component can be different sizes, then we will have grid layout. And in case we have fixed line component, then we will place them row and column. So these are the 5 different layout. So basically this layout is used to arrange the component, arrange the different AWT component in our computer, in our window. So this is important part of this AWT. And you can see the first one is the card layout. So first of all I am showing the example of card layout, sorry, flow layout. So here is the example, public class flow layout example, extend Applet. So in this flow layout you can see the diagram. In this diagram we have been the different buttons, and these buttons are arranged in first line. When the first line will complete, then it will move to the second line. So accordingly it will move. So line by line component will be added and fixed in this layout. And you can see the program, public class flow layout example, extend applet. So this is the this is displayed on the applet, and init is the function. And we have mentioned here set layout, new flow layout, set layout, new flow layout. And we have mentioned here the layout. So this is the function set layout, and we have configured here the layout will be flow layout. In case of border layout, we'll write here new border layout. So we have added here add new button 1, add new button 2, add new button 3, add new button 4, add new button 5, and add new button 6. So new button by new button we are adding the different buttons, and their caption 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the caption. So when we will display, when we will execute this program, this will be displayed like that. So you can see here. Again, you can see here every container has layout manager. So we have been 5 layout and every container. And we know the container. In previous class we have studied about the container. Container are the panel or window are the container. So you can see here in AWT, panel, window are the container. Inside the window we have been frame and dialog, and then we have file dialog. So we have been different company container, and Applet is a part of this panel. So these are the different container. So we can use these container in AWT as well as in Java Swing also. J is added. J in place of panel we'll write here J panel when we will use Java Swing, and rest is same as Java AWT, but the component of Java Swing are the lighter than Java AWT. So these are the programs, and we have seen 5 different layout manager in Java AWT. By using these layout manager, we can arrange the element or component in different order. So the default layout of for a panel is flow layout, and applet is a panel. Applet is also called panel. I have shown you just now. And therefore the default layout of the applet is the flow layout. By default we have been flow layout, and we will use this function set layout, new flow layout, a new border layout, new grid layout, new grid bag layout, new card layout. Whatever the layout we will write here inside the this bracket, inside the argument of this set layout. And you could change it to some other layout manager. So this can be changed. And add component, by using this add function we can add the component. Component may be button, maybe label, it may be checkbox, list box, anything will be the component, and add to the component when using to a flow layout. So at a time of layout or border layout or grid layout, in all the layout we will use add function. The function will be same. The component are added left to right in case of the grid layout, in case of flow layout, in case of border layout. So one by one we will add the component, but in flow layout it will be added left to right in first row, then it will be uh, put on second row. So if no room or new row is started, if there is no space in first row, then second row will be started, and if there is no space in second row, then third row will be started. So exact layout depends on the size of applet, and components are made small as possible, and full layout is convenient but often it seems ugly. So this is the basic layout, but we have to arrange the element in some different ways, and we have to use other layouts. So this is the example I have already explained you, and we can use the flow layout in frame also. So this is the first program. In this program we are using the applet and the class flow layout example extend applet, and we are importing applet as well as AWT. So we are inserting the element, we are displaying the element on applet, but at the same time we can use frame also. So class layout example extend frame. So in this case we are using the frame and we are displaying the element on frame, but the layout statement will be same as in the applet as well as in the frame. So we have written here super layout example is the constructor of this layout example class, and string s is the argument, and super will execute the base class constructor. So the argument which we have passed to this class, and this will be passed to its base class, means frame class. So super is the constructor of basically this frame class, and we have given here set layout function, and new layout is the flow layout. New flow layout we have mentioned here, and label L1, L2, L3. L1 equals to new label name, L2 equals to new label age, and L3 equals to new label address. And we have doing three text fields T1, T2, and T3. T1 equals to new text field, T2 equals to new text field, T3 equals to new text field. So we have been three label, and we have been three text field. So we will add here, add label 1 and L1 and T1, label name and its text field, then label 2 age and its text field 30, add L2, add T2, and add L3 and add T3. So accordingly, name and its text field, age its text field, address its text field. We will add all three label as well as three text field. In front of all three label, we will place all three text field, and layout is the flow layout, and then we will have main program. So in case of frame we will write main in not paid function or not init function, because frame because this is not extending from applet, this is extending from the frame. So we will write here console based program. So this is the console based program, public static void main string args, and then we are defining the object of the layout example class. The previous class is the layout example class, and we are writing its object layout example L equals to new layout example, and its argument student. So student is the variable name which is given to the frame, because this is student will be passed to this string s, and this s will be passed to the constructor of the frame. So it will be passed to the, basically it will be passed to the base class, frame class. So L dot set background, its color will be red, the frame's color will be red, and frame size will be 500 by 500, 500 width, 500 height. And we said L dot set visible true. When we will write this statement, when this statement will execute, the frame will started to visible, and these label and text box text field will be displayed on the this layout example, means this frame. So this way the name of frame is student, So this way we can see the frame on console application, and in previous program it will be displayed on the applet. This because the heading is applet. This will be displayed on applet, or other program will display on frame. So these are the two programs where we are using flow layout, and we are implementing the flow layout. Now see the another program where we are displaying the component on border layout on the basis of border layout. This is the our format of border layout. So in case of border layout, the element will be placed on top, bottom, left, right, and center. So this is the order of placing and layouting the component in applet. So this is the applet program. You can see the program. At most 5 components can be added. If you want to more component, add a panel, then add component to it. So for in case of more component, we have to add another panel. So this is the layout, set layout, new border layout. Accordingly the previous program where we have written set layout, new flow layout, and here we have written here new layout, new border layout, and this is the function by which we can add the button, different buttons. We have 5 buttons. So add new button north, border layout north. So accordingly we have in this program, and the output also be in the next slide. So this is the program where we have output in the previous slide. So this is the output. We have already given the output: north, north, south, west, east, west, and center. So you can see the program of this output. So we have written here public void init. So before init we'll write class name and extend from applet, and set layout equals to new border layout, and we will write here 5 add 1 2 3 4 5, means we have to add 5 elements. Here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 elements. So all the element will be added here. So new button north, new button south, new button east, new button west, new button center, comma border layout dot north. So this north button will be added border layout dot north. We have to mention here where we have to add this button. So this button will be added on north, and this button will be added on south, border layout dot south. The south button will be added on south, border layout dot east button, west button, and finally center button, border layout dot center. This is the center button. So you can see here this way we can add the different buttons. So this is the complete example. The previous example is complete here because we have not mentioned in the previous slide the name of class. So now the class name, public class border layout example, extend applet and init function, and before this class we have to write, we must have to write import java.awt star and import java.applet star. So this way the class will be the complete program is here, and the output also will here. So in this program we have mentioned some we have mentioned 1 2 3 4 6, 5 is not here, 5 is on south, because we have mentioned here 2 south. So it will display, it will override this south by this south. So 5 will be overlapped and 6 will be displayed here. So all the elements are accordingly we have been this all element. So we have named the button name 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we can add here 5 buttons. In this case we can add only 5 buttons. So maybe this is limitation of this border layout, and uh, we can use this one also. So this is one of the examples where we have given here panel, panel p equals to new panel, add panel border layout dot south. So in this panel we are adding add new button b1, add new button b2. So then we are adding button b1 and b2. So in this program you can see in the previous one, you can see the previous program. Suppose we have to add 2 element on south, then one will be overridden by the other one. So this is overlapped. uh, 5 is missing here because 5 is overlapped by the 6. So we have to add two button on this south. Then we have to add here new panel. So you can see in next slide. So in that case we have to write a panel P equals to new panel, and that panel will be added on south. Then we'll write in the next statement add P comma border layout south. So here we are adding this panel, this P on the south, on the bottom of this window, this applet, and then we can add two buttons. In this panel we are adding p dot add new button d1 and p dot add new button p dot add new button 2. So 5 or 6 can be displayed like that. If we have to display both 5 and 6, then we'll write here new button 5, new button 6. Then in that case 5 and 6 will be displayed as in the previous program. In the previous program 5 is overlapped by the 6. So suppose we have to display both of them. So we will write here panel P equals to new panel, and then we will have to add panel on border layout dot south, and then we'll write two different statements, and these statements are these two statements, p dot add new button p1 and p2. So we can add different panel on north, east, west, south and center. So sub panels we can add on each. So this is the border layout, and this is final last program of border layout where we are using the frame. So we can use applet as well as frame. So it is alternates of each other. So we can use this one also. So class border layout, the name of class is border layout and extends from frame, and its constructor border layout is its constructor, and we are passing string s. Super s means the s string which will be passed to this border layout class. This will be moved to frame class. So the string will be finally forwarded to the frame class, which is a base class. And we have mentioned here set layout new border layout. So again we have been, the layout is border layout. So we have four labels L1, L2, L3 and L4. L1 equals to new label name, then age, then address and phone. And accordingly we have four text box T1, T2, T3, T4, and these text box are corresponding text box of the these four labels name, age, address and phone number, and accordingly we will provide the size of each text box T1, T2, T3. So we have been different varied text size of each field, and then we'll add them. So add label 1 border layout south, and add T1, add label 2 border layout north, add T2, add label 3 border layout east, and then T3. And each pair is added on different location. The first label L1 and T1 is added on south, L2 and T2 is added on north, L3 and T2 is added on east, L4 and T4 added on west. So this way we have plotted and we have added all the components. And in this public static void main string args, we have defined the object of border layout equals to new border layout, and student is the string which is passed to as variable, which will execute this constructor, and then it will be passed to the constructor of the frame. So in the next statement, L dot set background color will be red, uh, the frame color will be red, and the size of frame will be 500 by 500, and L dot set visible 2. So this is the same set of statement as in previous program of flow layout. So by this statement it will be visible and it will display after execution of this program. So this is the program of border layout. So guys, today I have discussed you about flow layout and border layout. So you can execute the program and you can see the difference between the output of these two. So thank you very much for listening my lecture, and thank you for subscribing. So thank you very much.